Hi everyone, I'm Cheyenne Malone. Affordability has been a large concern for dealers as well as consumers, and today we're learning how the market performed in the first quarter, especially as it relates to used vehicles. Joining us now to talk more about this, we have Joseph Yoon, Edmunds Consumer Insights Analyst. Welcome, Joseph, to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being with us. So tell us, Q1 so far. Give us a brief overview of new and used vehicle sales.
Well, Q1 has been both good and bad.
Okay.
Positively, we're seeing signs that things might be coming back to normal a little bit. What we consider here at Edmunds the holdout buyer, people that set out the market the last couple of years because they didn't want to pay sticker, they didn't want to wait 9 months, 12 months and put a deposit down without knowing when the car was going to get here. Those people, now that inventory is building up, are starting to come back into the market. And we can see that by how old the trade-ins have been in the last quarter. Usually what happens is, people buy a car, keep it for 5-6 years and trade it in at the end of their loan term. And the last couple of years, because used car prices were so high and the market was crazy, people were trading in new cars, getting new cars, getting new cars. But now the people that have been sitting out are coming back to the market, trading cars. Trade-in ages of the cars have gotten a little bit older. Inventory is good, but at the same time, we're not really without challenges going forward.
Why do you see people right now in this time, trading in their cars again? Do you think that because the prices are leveling out, or their cars are just getting that old?
I think it's a combination of both, but I think for most people, it's, we talked about affordability briefly. That's a big concern. And for the past couple of years, prices have been crazy. Interest rates haven't been very good. And so now that the pricing is kind of stabilizing, what we consider the average transaction price here at Edmunds has kind of leveled off a little bit. It's still very high, but it doesn't seem to be climbing as quickly as it used to be. And so now that that's kind of flattened out, people are a little bit more willing to come in and see what the market is looking like. And these days, if you didn't pay sticker, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
If you got $1,000 off, that's a good deal. And so people are coming back to the market to test the waters a little bit.
What are today's used car prices looking like versus last year?
Last year, used car prices have come down a little bit. At the height of the market craziness, the average used car price was around $30,000, which is insane, which is kind of almost a $10,000 increase than what we were used to seeing. Now it's back down to around $27,000. It's not great compared to what it used to be, but it has leveled off a little bit and seems to be declining. And that's what's really bringing buyers back into the used market in droves.
How long did vehicles sit on lots before being sold in the first quarter on average?
So for used cars, that number is 35 days, which is flat compared to last year. But for new cars, it's back up to about 52 days. And before the pandemic, that number used to be 72, 75 days on average. So we're kind of getting back up to what we used to consider normal.
Interesting. What are we looking like going forward?
I think the biggest thing everyone's looking towards is what's going to happen with the interest rates. The Fed has largely signaled that they may stay flat or aren't going to come down meaningfully anytime soon. So I think going forward, consumers are going to be worried about their monthly payment with the interest rates being so high. And I think for dealers, they're going to have to wonder what they can do with the inventory that's starting to build up.
And certainly with an election year upon us, we'll see. Yeah, that'll determine it quite a bit. Any final thoughts for us, Joseph?
Yeah, I think the market is starting to look like what it used to, and I think that's great news. But again, affordability seems to be a big question for a lot of people, for both consumers and dealers. They can't just sell cars if the customers can't qualify. So I think we're going to be looking at what we consider, what dealers used to do before the pandemic, and how they dealt with these challenges, which was discounts, incentivized interest rates, hopefully coming to make sure that it's a little bit easier for everybody.
Joseph Yoon, Edmunds Consumer Insights Analyst. Thanks so much for your time and your expertise.
Thank you.